Thank you, Ceci, for joining me this morning. I'm looking forward to our time together and to hearing a bit about your experience as you've now completed the low-intensity CBT training program that's been sponsored by Uncommon Good and All Things CBT. Congratulations on your completing the program. And perhaps we could start by your sharing a bit about yourself and helping our listeners understand a bit about you.
Okay, well, my name is Ceci Martinez. I'm 40 years old. I'm from Sonora, Mexico, and I live in California for 20 years. I have two teenagers, Dylan, 15, and Eli, 13, who have been an Uncommon Good for 4 years. And I had been a parent leader in this program for 3 years. And I have always taken training workshops for parents so that they know the importance of being involved in the education of their children. And thanks to this is that I come to Low-Intensity CBT for the interest of my personal growth to help others in my community.
So you have been living in California for about 20 years now and
yes.
are a mom. And were you saying you have been leading some workshops for parents?
Yes, and district school and all about education, yes.
And what have you been teaching parents in your workshops about education?
Because I think it's a lot of need to help other parents to be involved in the education of their children. And my community, Hispanic, is very low educated.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's necessary for the kids, yes. Mm-hmm. And I always try to help them.
So your work has been teaching parents how to support their children's education because they may not have had those educational opportunities themselves.
Yes.
Yeah. I know that Nancy Minty has been focusing on education for years now because she too believes it's so important for kids, particularly kids from disadvantaged communities, to be able to get a good education, to go to college if that's something that they want to do. Yes. So it sounds like you're seeing that the way Nancy has been seeing it for about 20 years now too.
Yes, she's admirable. Yes.
She is also a mom, and that probably has something to do with that perspective. Yeah. So it was somewhat natural for you to sign up for the low-intensity CBT training that Uncommon Good has been sponsoring there in the Pomona Valley. Tell us a bit about what you learned in the course of that training.
Let me tell about my experience. It has been an honor to be able to participate in the low-intensity CBT with our beloved teacher, Victoria. Her passion, dedication, and experience made the training as unique experience. And my colleagues and I learn techniques to implement in ourselves to the benefit of our mental health, and therefore in our day-to-day. The most valuable thing, I think, is to identify our emotions and interpret what they are telling us to get to know ourselves better. I think this is the most important thing that we learn. I have a experience with my kid, with Eli, and I use a double standard technique. And this example, okay, let me tell you this short story about him. I signed in a summer camp, and I never tell him about the camp. So when he knows about the summer camp, he told me, "No, Mama, I don't want to go because nobody want to talk with me. Nobody want to share with me." And he was crying. And I think, oh my God, this is not my intention, right? And quickly I thought, oh, I have a technique, the double standard. and I said, "Hey, Eli, can I talk with you?" And he said, "Okay, let me use a technique with you." And I said, "You know what? This is a play role, and I am your imaginary friend, and give me a name." And he said, "Okay. What my name?" He said, "Okay, you're Michael." "Okay. Well, Michael is 13 years old. He will go to the summer camp, and he don't want to go, and he think that nobody want to share with him, and he think that nobody want to have a friend. And what do you think? Do you think that I can have a friend in the summer camp? Nobody want to stay with me?" And he said, "No, I think, no, it's not true. You're sociable. You are very friendly. And I think you will be fine and was fun and will be funny." And I said, "Eli, and what do you think now?" And he said, "Well, that is lie, that my thoughts are lie to me." And he said, "Yes. And what do you think now?" "That I can have a friends in the summer camp." I go, "Yes." And he's happy, and now he's excited. So it's an example how I use the techniques in my own life with my family.
It's such a wonderful moment when our children or our colleagues or our patients make that shift from lying to themselves about
Yes.
the way things are to telling themselves the truth.
Yes.
When you were training with Victoria Chicurel, the first 10 weeks of the training, you were learning tools like the double standard and practicing with them with your colleagues in the program. 20 of you were
Yes.
training together. Was there a tool that you most liked? Did you have a favorite method or?
Double standard is my favorite, I think. And another, the 5 secrets.
Secrets,
Yes.
effective communication.
Yes.
I was thinking you might say that. I think those are two of my favorites too. What do you like
Yes.
about the 5 secrets?
I think is the empathy with others, and when you listen the other people and you are empathy with his problem, with his all the things that they need to express to other people, and you are here in this moment when the person is talk to you, is most secret thoughts. You feel near to the person.
Yes, I have that same experience of the 5 secrets and the double standard. It can create much closeness with others.
Yes.
And it makes sense to me, those would be among your favorite tools because people with the biggest hearts like those the most. And I believe that you have a very big heart that would appreciate closeness to others and loving, warm connections.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for that great heart and you're sharing it with us here this morning. When you think about the future, the next weeks or months, what are your hopes for taking this training forward in your own life and in your community there in the Pomona Valley?
Well, I hope I can apply all these tools that I learned in the Low-Intensity CBT program for the benefit of those who need it, and keep learning, always thinking about my community and the need for mental health services for them. I think this is the priority.
I've heard that Spanish language quality mental health care is very hard to access in the Pomona Valley.
Yes. And my community needs a lot of help about the mental health services. Yes.
I wonder, is there anything more you'd like to add about your experience of the training or of TEAM CBT and the low intensity version?
Well, no, just to say thank you for the invitation. Thank you to Uncommon Good, Nancy Menti, Carlos Carrillo, Victoria, and you, Mr. Daniel, for the opportunity. And I have a confession right now because this is my shame attack because I feel out of my comfort zone. Yes, because English is not my first language, and it's hard for me. But as the teacher Victoria says, nothing happens if we make a mistake. Nothing happens. We are humans. So I'm here. And thanks. And it was a pleasure.
Well, thank you, Ceci, for attacking your shame. I have faced the same shame. I worked as a periodista in America Central years and years ago, and oftentimes felt most comfortable talking to children because we understood each other best. But when I had to talk to government officials and other people, I oftentimes felt anxious about making errors or people laughing at me or something. So I feel close to you on the second language shame attacking bus. And I'm also very grateful to you for speaking your second language, my first language, in our conversation here this morning. All the best to you and your colleagues here in the weeks, months ahead. I know Uncommon Good has applied for some funding to pay salaries to the low-intensity promotoras for the service they might be able to provide their community. And I'm very hopeful that we could secure those funds to support your taking this work forward.
Yeah, we hope so. So thank you so much. And again, it was a pleasure. God bless. And that's it.